It go like, oh, break me for so fucking done with you, girl.
All right, the Destroy Trump left-wing media is no longer content with just attacking the president. Now they are stooping to really insane conspiracy theories. What do I mean? Take a look.
Does Russia have some kind of leverage over Donald Trump? In a new cover story from New York Magazine, writer Jonathan Chait argues we have not allowed ourselves to consider the full range of possibilities. Chait lays out what could be considered the worst-case scenario for Trump-Russia collusion, that Donald Trump has been a Russian intelligence asset since 1987.
1987 is when he went to Moscow, and he's feted by the Russians and tours Moscow, and then he comes back, then he starts talking about running for president for the first time, and then he starts talking for the first time about how our allies are a bunch of freeloaders and we should kick them to the curb. So it really dovetails with Russian foreign policy interests then and now. Now, again, that's probably a coincidence, but it might not be.
Okay, a Russian asset. Okay, now these bizarre conspiracy theories even extend to Trump's Supreme Court nomination. Again, back to, yes, NBC News, Tom Brokaw, are you proud? Reporter had to delete this tweet claiming the president and Justice Kennedy had conspired to select Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Joining us now, the author of the book, Why We Fight, Fox News national security strategist Dr. Gorka, and Fox News contributor Daniel Hoffman. Dr. Gorka, it's really simple. Okay. He was an asset since 1987. Now we figured it out. But today he basically was telling Germany, don't rely on Russia, which if they didn't, would tank Putin's economy in a year.
Sean, I can play their game too. So all the people you showed, all the staff members at the New York Post, New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, I don't have any evidence, but I think they're lizard men from another dimension. It might be true. I don't have any evidence. This is journalism today. They're like cornered, rabid rats. They've been selling us lies for so many years that now they can't go any further except to double down. Because if they did anything else, they'd have to admit to us. But they'd have to admit to us that they've been lying. So they just invent new stuff.
Daniel Hoffman, this is your business. This is what you have done, including Russia, as working as a CIA operative. I don't even know what to say about this. It's basically everything they say, you just can't trust any of it anymore. Dr. Gorka's right. It's all lies. It's all agenda-driven.
Sean, this started with John Brennan, who did a great disservice to the national debate on national security by openly speculating without evidence that Vladimir Putin could blackmail the president. Now, Brennan later retracted his speculation, but the damage was done. And Brennan should have known, really, that he speculates at his own peril. And if he had something to say, he could have gone to the special counsel. But he really framed the debate, and that's what's of greatest concern to me, was just his absolutely unprofessional and very partisan behavior.
It's even actually worse than that. I mean, and I'm not even joking. I mean, Tom Brokaw spent his life, and I don't think he agrees with Sean Hannity, but people like Tim Russert, this is not NBC News anymore, Dr. Gorka. This is a whole new entity, which is basically innuendo, conspiracy theories, outright lies, fake news, and an agenda to destroy the president, delegitimize him, and it's been going on for 2 years. 3 years, actually.
Let's do what they do. So let's take Daniel's really important point. So John Brennan isn't Joe Sixpack. He's the former director of the CIA. And he leaves government service, still has his clearances. I don't know why he hasn't been stripped of his clearances. Goes on.
By the way, wasn't he didn't he vote? He was a communist, wasn't he?
He voted for Gus Hall in 1976, the Communist Party candidate for president, and then was hired by the CIA. Incredible.
What a great country.
Now he gets picked up as a contributor on left-wing media. He spins what Daniel said about the president being vulnerable, and then he's basically doing Putin's work for him. Let me play the game they do, Sean. Is John Brennan getting paid by Putin to spin this? I don't have any evidence, Sean, but it could be. That's how
anything could be,
right? But it's reprehensible.
If the president, what the president was saying to Germany is, don't rely on Putin and be so dependent on him, considering we're spending all this money to possibly deal with a hostile Russia. And if, in fact, Germany, listen, their economy is done, because that is their economy. So the president doesn't seem to be too beholden to Vladimir Putin tonight.
Yeah, my late father used to tell me to be faithful to the facts. They won't steer you wrong. And I think it's important for viewers just to parse out those facts you're talking about, Sean. That's what matters.
All right, guys. Unbelievable times we're living in. Fake news at its worst.